Hello, YouTube. I am your host, the Crimson Warrior, coming at you guys with what's obviously a Blackwing Deck profile. But before I get into the meat and taters of it, go ahead and like the channel if you enjoy. Comment down below, tell me how you're feeling, if you like Blackwings. You know, this is one of my favorite decks of all time, and I love talking about it. Subscribe if you enjoy the content, and hit that notification bell if you never want to miss an upload, because it ain't stopping now. Getting into it, though. Starting with triple Blackwing Simoon the Poison Wind. He is your play starter. Him and another Blackwing equal 3 more copies of Black Whirlwind as long as this card goes off. And instant full armor master, basically, which is not this deck's bread and butter anymore, but was this deck's bread and butter, and I'm still kind of stuck in the mindset. Next up, we play triple Oster. This and Simoon is basically a good time, especially if you have another Blackwing in hand. This and Harmatan, so basically 2-card full armor master, so it's really good. This brings back things from Banish, so now there's synergy with Allure in the deck and things like that, which is really awesome. Now for our extenders. Bora, he's the most free one. There's no limit on him other than the other Blackwing you control cannot be a Bora, but he can be special summoned as many times as you'd like, so very abusable. Triple Harmatan. This has a once per turn on its special summon and on its level modulation, I believe, but this can copy or add the level of any Blackwing, so if it targets a level 4, it gains 4 levels. It's a level 6, so that's how this and Oster equal a full armor master, basically, and they just get you going, and that's why I play 3 of, especially with things you're going to see more of in the deck here soon. But getting into the 2 ofs and cards that you see a little bit less of, I run 2 Shura. I miss this guy so much, and I just want to test him and see how he works out. He used to be my favorite card in the deck before Pendulum Era, and Pendulum Era really phased this guy out, but you're typically sending things to the graveyard. There's a lot of graveyard-reliant strategies. If this dude does destroy something and send it to the graveyard, he brings out a 1500 or weaker Blackwing to the field. Yeah, 1500 or less attack. So use him to bring out Gale, Panaka. Used to bring out Steam, but Steam's banned now. That doesn't really matter with what we've been given access-wise. I mean, it does hurt a little bit, and I wish we did have it, but it doesn't matter. 2 Chris, there's once per turn on this guy, but he's also one of the better Blackwings, being that he's a 1900 beater, and once per turn, he cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which a lot of people forget to read that little line of text, which has saved me in a lot of games. Next up, 2 Kalut. This is Beatdown Solidarity Blackwing, so a couple Kalut's good. Full Armor Master is no longer the only boss monster, especially going into Master 05 and all the changes in the format. It's fun to see this card again. I wish I had higher rarity copies because I really love it, and it's fun to watch your opponent's mouth open when they swing and lose to a Shura. Next up, Double Gale. I would run 3 if I could. There's just not really space for it. If I notice I need more level 3 tuners, though, this is definitely the one that I would bump up all the way back to 3 because he's the most versatile. There's no once per turn on his summon. I don't think... Yeah, once per turn. This is a soft once per turn on his effect, so if you summon multiple Gales, each can activate their effect, and if it's somehow removed from the field and comes back, you can do it again. So really easy outs to bigger monsters as long as you can target and have their attack, so they're very useful. Next up, double Blizzard. This card is Graveyard Revival. It's necessary towards the late game. It's a really good 1-card starter. This and Harmatan can make full armor master pretty easily as long as you have a level 4 Blackwing or something else to work with. Just enables your synchro plays for days and gets you back in the game later in the game state. For the 1-ofs, we play 1 Zephyros. Obvious, it's the best. 1 Zephyr and 1 Vayu. Now, I've decided on this ratio for all of these because Zephyr sucks. It's just another extender. If you have to normal summon one of your weaker monsters, like this guy, because you can't search out Gale under it, but you can search out this as another extender. So this is basically like a Garnet. You want to have it in deck all the time and search it out. You never want to see this card. I mean, it's alright to banish off of Simoon. That's about the only other time that you're going to be like semi-happy you saw it, but it's another Garnet in the deck. Zephyros the Elite, he's obvious, one of the best cards in the game, splashable in other decks, and one of the more broken Blackwings that hasn't been hit by Konami. Anyway, and then Vayu, he's just... In later game, he's an extra extender. Like he's a graveyard synchro basically to special summon a Blackwing monster, and you can use it to bring back Hawk Joe out to summon out another Blackwing from monsters. So like the longer the game goes on, the better value gets. And I really want to test more with this card. Shout outs to Tombox at mst.tv. Nothing I do will ever help that channel most likely, but I really liked the profile that he shared. I'm just going a different direction of it. I do not like the infinite negate combo and don't really plan on using it, especially in my bird deck. For the extra birds that I play, Blackwings are extremely xenophobic, and I'm kind of going for a quarantine joke with Solidarity here, which I do run 2 copies of. But beyond the joke, these are blackbirds, so they fit in the theme pretty well. This can be one of the best hand traps in this format right now, especially Shaddoll Invoked didn't get hit at all. Hitting what the Shaddoll monsters target to recur with, getting them to stop recurring the resources is huge, and that's going to matter more and more going forward into this new format. And if they change DD Crow's ruling like they did in Japan, where basically this dude turns into a semi-call by the grave in certain situations, this just continues to get even better. So definitely get your copies if you have these. Oh man, or is this dude? No, this is not dude, but still definitely get your copies of DD Crow. He's definitely going to be a hand trap that you're looking for in this format. Thunderbird, I wanted to play 2 Thunderbird. I only had one, so here is the one. He's basically just another extender / beat stick, and he's another card that says draw in a deck where you can brick sometimes and you really just need one more card. So, you roll the dice, hope this effect goes off, and you're able to keep playing the game. If not, you weren't going to win anyway. Some of the hands just absolutely brick in this deck because of what you're forced to play. Now into our bread and butter. This is Black Whirlwind, the old non-once per turn broken searching mechanic. You can go through, like, if you have multiple of these on field, you can easily get 4 bodies to hand just by standard summoning between Simoon and Thung, and it can get out of hand really quick, and it's really fun to watch your opponent wonder how an old deck like this is beating them after they've had 2 or 3 Black Whirlwinds go off in succession after a couple of normal summons. It's really fun to watch them call judge and be like, that's not once per turn? No, it's not. And Adrian helps so much with that at locals. He knows I love my Blackwings. And then I play triple Pot of Desires. This deck needs hand composition. You need more resources. You need to play more and play Yu-Gi-Oh! You do not care about the banished 10. Everything important, you run 3 ofs, and if you do banish a 1 of here or there, that's the price you pay for continuing to play the game, because if you didn't draw Pot of Desires and draw the extra 2 cards, you're probably going to lose anyway. Speaking of draw 2, this has new synergy with the deck because of Auster. I used to run this at 3 anyway, just because when the deck bricks, it bricks, and you're not able to do much. This gets you into more pieces. Sometimes you don't want to banish the dark, but we do run the DD Crow and the Thunderbird as other dark targets that you can use. And now for the main joke of the deck. This is Solidarity Blackwings with a touch of xenophobia. Because of the current quarantine situation we all found ourselves in, I thought making a deck around Solidarity would be kind of funny, and this is the most ideal deck to do it in. You can quite easily just only have Wing Beast engraved. There's only like 1 card in my extra deck, I think, that isn't a Wing Beast, and it's a token or a proxy, but that's because my Boral Sword is in my Shaddoll deck right now and I didn't feel like moving it. Last up for the spell lineup is Card Destruction. It's just another card that says draw. You want to draw as much as possible with this deck. You really don't. You want to keep running through your resources. If you start not being able to draw and get into what you need, the deck starts to fall apart rather quickly. You want to have a couple birds in hand and a couple of responses. And your responses are triple impermanence. You can't play any of the other hand traps in this build other than DD Crow and Thunderbird. Thunderbird isn't a hand trap, but you can't really play any hand traps other than DD Crow and Imperm with Solidarity. You could run evenly matched, something like that, but you want to take your opponent's monster. You want to leave them with somewhat of a board so that you're able to do what you want. So this just helps you stop from your opponent from building the biggest board possible so that you can actually take turn 2, turn around, and beat them in 1 turn. Getting into the extra deck, surprisingly, we have our guest stars in here. Some Raidraptors are complimentary Blackwings at this point. I do have to preface this by saying how much I have a distaste for this deck. Not Blackwings, I mean Raidraptors. Until this card came out, I literally did not care about Raidraptors' existence. I didn't like them. The fact they made their towers 500 bigger than ours, just as a middle finger to our archetype, is really annoying and really unnecessary. I don't think Blackwings need to be worse than Raidraptors in any way, and I don't think they are in my head, but when your towers is 500 stronger than mine, that really makes life hard, although that's why I put Solidarity and Clute in here as a way of getting around that matchup, even though I won't be seeing that often, but I really don't like losing to this deck. But this is a free extender. This is a free search. So even though Blackwings are xenophobic, they actually don't mind these two specific Raidraptors. 4 Strix gets you other level 4 Blackwings, and this is just an enabler for so many gross plays. It's not even funny. You can just do so much with it, and I disliked how obsessed my community, and by my community I mean the Blackwing community, has been obsessed with this card since it came out in the TCG, because literally none of you were playing it until this set came out. And no offense, but I'm not the best deck builder. I love deck building, but I'm not the best player either. And all of you being stuck on this card made the deck impossible to play almost, or talk with other people about playing, because you are off in La La Land wishing that this would come out. Now that it's finally out, I get what you guys mean, but the fact that you had your heads in your ass for such a long time because this card wasn't out really was irritating, at least on the forums I'm at. Shout outs to any of you who had the loyalty to just keep playing Blackwings even without this card. Shout outs to you for being a real Blackwing player, because I didn't see many people playing Blackwings without Y-Strix, or asking to tech in Y-Strix as a proxy in TCG duels, casuals, stuff like that. And it was really gross, because it's like the deck doesn't need it to play. It just helps a lot. And now that it's here, no hate at all whatsoever. But the fact that y'all were stuck on it for so long was really irritating. This card's really awesome. We weren't stuck on this, but the fact that if you leave this on field, it just keeps bringing out birds, your opponent's going to lose rather quickly if they don't deal with this. This is also part of the Infinite Negate combo, which I do not run. This is a proxy for Boral Sword, like I was saying earlier. This is the one card in the deck that breaks Solidarity, but it doesn't matter, because if you're summoning this, the game should be over anyway. Now, back into our one extra tech choice that's non-Blackwing. Yep, the only other non-Blackwing in here is Ice Beast Zero Fine. Turning off a whole field and just being able to do your thing is huge, and just I've won games so many times with this, and that was before Master Rule 4 even, but being able to activate this, do what you want, and just continue to play the game and beat over your opponent is hilarious. Next up, I play Double Nathung. I like having 2 because I like burning my opponent for the 16, having the option to go into the second one after the starter play. You only technically need 1 for the starter play, or to burn your opponent in time or something like that. But this is pure, and I thought it'd be fun to, mess around, have some fun. It's been a long time since I've tested. I really want to test this out, fine-tune it for you guys, get it to a point where, I'm super proud of showing it off. Right now, this is more of just a basic skeletal build. So I have 1 Chidori in here and 2 Raikiri. Chidori is just a beat stick. He's one of the last guys that you're probably going to bring out, because you really want him late duel to be, just this massive beater. Raikiri is the guy you bring out first almost all the time, because he puts a lot of pressure on your opponent to get rid of him, because every turn he'll pop for the amount of Blackwings you control other than himself, which helps significantly in picking apart boards using Full Armor Master to take the last monster and then just poke for game. Really enables easy things. Next up, Tuhawk Joe. He recurs all of your Blackwings out of the graveyard. Well, all of your Synchro Blackwings out of the graveyard, I mean. And when you summon him, he's basically a free one of these guys if you're out in graveyard, and you can even bring back Full Armor Master or Armor Master if you'd like off of him. It's just a really good card to have. Great card to make off of Vayu, because it says when this card's special summoned, not synchro summoned, so he doesn't need to be properly summoned to activate his effect. Remember that summoning cards out with Vayu is not a proper summon, everybody. You can't bring out your Vayu summon out of the graveyard if you summoned it like that. And now for the full Armor Master lineup, I play my original Blackwing Armor Master just because of the nostalgia bait, and my 2 full Armor Master. Shoutouts to Adrian at my card shop for grabbing me this German one. I really appreciated that. That was a really cool little gift from him. He just asked for, one of my Armor Master in returns, and I was happy to oblige. I love German prints. I don't like being that guy, though, where you need translations for all of my cards to be able to play the game with me, so I do leave most of my stuff in English for that reason. Also, I don't pay for cards that I can't read. I'll trade for them, and if I really like them, I might pay for them, but for the most part, like in my competitive play, I'd rather keep getting stuff that allows me to continue playing the game. And that's the deck profile, guys. This is more of a skeleton. I'm just kind of messing around with things. I need to get onto testing with Lance. I had to blow him off for tonight because I plan on chilling with other friends. But once tomorrow cools off a little bit, I do plan on playing with you tomorrow, bud. Sorry it works out that way. I've been trying to keep busy with this whole quarantine thing going on. I like to keep my mind off, everything that's going on. And deck building today really helped keep my mind off stuff, made me feel in control of my situation, and I can't wait to go online and do some testing. So if you guys like the deck profile, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. You're really helping the channel out by doing that. Lets me know that you like the content. Comment down below, tell me what you think about it. What could I do to make it better, honestly? I am trying to improve this deck. This is really skeletal. It's more of a desires/solidarity deck. I know solidarity isn't the best card, and a lot of you are going to tell me to take that out. It's more so the joke for this video than anything. And also, punching people with giant normal summon birds is pretty funny as well, because some decks have a problem getting over that. Subscribe if you enjoy the content, and hit that notification bell if you would like to see more, because it ain't stopping now. Peace, guys.